The Adaptive Sports Evolution is a new and original series of short stories on today's top adaptive sports, athletes, mindsets, and devices that show us that in sports and in life, we don't become disabled, we become adaptive. These are the top 10 stories and athletes that the series will launch with first.
Needs like this are allowing people like me and vets, new amputees, everyone out there to do more.
Close your eyes and I'll kiss you, 'cause
it opens a lot of doors.
Oh, this is the part I miss right here.
The painter stood before her work.
And that's when I realized I needed to find a new way to ski. A guide is everything for a visually impaired or blind skier. And building that bond with somebody doesn't always happen, and when it does, it's awesome.
She picked the colors from the air, green to green.
I can't believe I didn't ski all these years. It was great to be back on my skis. It was just unbelievably great.
The X course is looking amazing. You know, they've made some subtle changes from last year. I think it's going to make a big difference on how competitive the field's going to be. It's a no handbrake race. You know, you just go 100% all the way, and look for us sending it off the big jump at the bottom.
What you could do is every year you could upgrade to the new technology without having to buy a new prosthesis.
She blinded me with science.
He basically told me then and there, he said, you're basically kind of running out of options.
So why don't you slide? Yeah, we're gonna let it slide.
What a great video that is. Lots of different action, lots of different stories. You know all those people personally.
Yeah, well, it's basically 2 originals from
Okay.
Heroes of the Slopes,
Okay.
and then 3 of the newer media
Yeah.
from most recent years, and you know we have a whole bunch of other ones that
Yeah.
obviously aren't going to be on there.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, that's a good little sampling.
Yeah, and you talk about the evolution of media. Tell me what that means in simple terms, in non.
Well, we started off with widescreen, and you'll see the
Okay.
different look from the original stories. Now it's all in HD.
Okay.
It's captured differently. It's
Yeah.
more up-tempo, different and
Yeah.
better music. You know, we always have great music in there.
Yeah.
And we've got, you know, musician support to do these
Right,
music sings
right.
and cameos. It's really,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah.
fun to put it all together.
Yeah.
And have the support from the athletes,
Totally.
from the different sports, and from, you know,
Yeah,
from
so
everybody.
there's 5 stories in that video. In that,
Yeah.
in the sizzle, right?
It's a little sampling.
How do you pick? How do you pick who you get to
Well,
talk to?
you know, I give presentations with them too.
Okay.
And I've been doing that for years. One of the things I wanted to mention
Yeah.
and is
What did you bring?
we always do a helmet promotion
Okay.
for keeping your head safe. And this is my nut case.
Love it.
Nut case is our official helmet.
Okay.
And I love
Deal.
them. They've got
Deal.
these, you know, great they're very warm.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's a good name.
Right.
It's a good name for
Right, it
our
is a
first
good name. And look at all
sponsor.
these great designs we've got.
This this is the Stumptown Woody
Okay.
edition.
Okay.
And
you
I
said you
think they
give them
named it-
away at your presentations?
No,
you just, that's just who is.
That's just, we do a helmet use message
Okay.
at the end of every presentation.
Okay.
We're doing that for years.
Okay.
And it's great to have a helmet company like Nutcase.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
they're really big in the bike line,
Okay.
and they're just getting to the snow sports line. They've got great colors. This is the pink cheetah for women. And,
Tell me
and this
more
is
about
more of their
your-
bike helmets in the summertime.
A
the
watermelon. Tell me about your presentation. So who are you speaking to? You pair up with the athletes that.
Well, I have a speaking partner, Ben. He's a wheelchair basketball player.
Cool.
And I just saw this awesome game with the Rolling Nuggets the other day, and we're definitely going to do a wheelchair basketball story.
Cool.
And it's going to be totally different because there's that whole team cast aspect, and you know.
Very true.
I really love the action. I mean, you wouldn't believe it if you saw a top-level wheelchair basketball game.
Right. Awesome. So are you in
Very
schools
fun.
with him talking about adaptive sports, or?
Well, he's
about-
kind of my speaking buddy,
Okay.
and knows seated sports and knows what it's like to be in a chair and try out all this great equipment. He's not ready for all the equipment, but he's ready for all my jokes and stuff on stage.
So you guys work well together.
We make
and-
for a great presenting team.
How often do you present?
Well, you know, when we get the chance. I'm focusing on the series and presenting to the world, basically.
Yeah, okay,
And,
okay.
you know, the media speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And it's fun to talk about after people have seen it and you know,
Right.
give presentations, but, you know, we need to
Yeah.
show people and do stuff for the athletes themselves who are longing for, you know, wanting sponsorships themselves to keep their Paralympic careers and their inventions
Yeah.
and all the technology we have.
Do you find that it's inspirational for people who are maybe a little down or just had an accident, or do you kind of?
Well, yeah,
reach
it
out
should
to
be
those people?
motivational for any
Right.
kids, adaptive kids, any
Yeah.
sports you want to get into. You know,
Right.
these are the leaders of all the
Right,
sports.
totally.
They're the mentors. They're
Totally.
my mentors. They're leading the sports and encouraging people
Yeah.
to go as far as they want to with their adaptive sports.
Yeah.
And you know, it all starts in the beginner programs. The beginner
Right,
programs like they
right.
have here at NSCD and in
Yep.
Aspen and all these different places are great to get guys started, but you know,
Gotta go somewhere.
a lot of times people want to continue and
Right.
become Paralympians, and you know, there's a lot of
You said you don't ski
opportunity.
on your leg. Tell me why. Tell me about why you don't, and then
well,
why
just because I got
Brian
good at the
can.
3-trackers back in our day, and it's really the one sport with skiing that you don't need
Yeah.
all your body
Okay,
parts for.
right.
So you know, there's other sports, but you know,
So snowboarding is what you said that. Is that what you said that, Brian?
snowboarding right now, they're designed. You know, legs are either designed usually and implemented for the snowboard or for skiing.
Okay.
But you can use the same knee and just do different adjustments now.
Interesting. So that in itself has evolved. That the whole concept of a prosthetic and the knee and how that's important to sporting events.
Yeah, that's
and-
just for the amputee side,
Yeah.
and then you got all these seated sport.
Yeah.
Contraptions,
Right.
But you know, mostly on the sit-ski side,
Yeah.
the technology that goes into those
Right.
is really great.
Right.
And I get in one myself.
I was going to ask.
And my second run, I felt like I was, you know, in it my
Skiing.
whole life because
Right.
it definitely has the dynamics and the construction of the skiing position
Right.
and absorbing just like your
That's
knee
awesome.
would, and you
Yeah.
know.
Yeah. I love to see those people out on the mountain. I think that that is just so motivational for me. So I think that that's great to just see them get out there and do things you didn't really think you could, or that someone said you couldn't do before. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back and talk a little bit more about some things in the series that is on AdaptiveSportsEvolution.com. So check out that sizzle video that we just watched if you missed it. But we'll be back here with Mark.